Welcome back to Talkin Smack, guys. Isaac Maughan as usual with a new series coming at you with a co-host Jaxen Airey coming with us. We're starting a new series here, UFC predictions and kind of top news, top topics. We talked about it last time a little bit. We've got a history episode that you guys can go back and watch. And we hope you guys enjoy this further series and enjoy the episode.
Let's get into it.
How was it? How was the first episode?
It was brilliant. It was good. It was sick to watch. There was tons of classic McGregor sort of having a bit of a say and getting to pick what he who he wanted, and the types of fighters that they had in there, and it's a good caliber of of fighters, most definitely.
His head looks huge, doesn't it, now, without a beard?
Man,
what's going on?
Man, he just looks bigger. Like
he's looking bigger.
That's right. I've seen his photos at 145, 155. And now comparing him now, and he's nearly 200 pounds. He's a big boy, and he's finally put on some meat, and I think it looks good on him too. He was very very quick and very precise, but now he just looks like a bit of a tank. When he strikes, he'll have some force behind it, and it'll be pretty good to see.
Yeah. I saw a fight. Well, I saw the knockout. Was the knockout on that first episode?
Yeah. So they sort of did it where they got they had bracketed their fighters. So you had 1 versus 4, and then 2 versus 3 sort of thing. And the first there was only one fight for the whole thing. It was Chandler's number 1 versus Conor McGregor's number 4, fourth best fighter in that weight division. Yeah, and then they fought from there, quick knockout.
First one, it was literally 20 seconds. I don't even know what it was. 8 seconds, it was super quick.
It was a super quick knockout. But Chandler managed to get some of the people that are more seasoned, that have been on UFC before and had contracts with UFC before.
There you go.
McGregor got all the new young guns and up and comers and stuff like that. Yeah. So realistically speaking, McGregor should have some better success later on once he's been able to teach these fighters,
mold them a little bit. Yeah,
that's right. Whereas you would expect straight off the bat the seasoned veterans are always going to do pretty well first up. So.
They've already got a bit of a game plan.
Yeah, that's right. They sort of won't be able to adapt different styles as easy. Having their own style and their own technique, but having McGregor being able to sculpt these guys into true fighters, and McGregor's a double champ, so he knows how to fight. There's no doubt about it. So if he can train these people, they're going to be good. They're going to be fun to watch.
That's the thing, yeah. If they've got the hunger, he just needs to show them the skills. That's all it was for. Well, that's what it seemed for him in young days.
That's right. That's
all
right.
Hunger.
That's right. and they all seem to have it too. It was a cool episode to watch. So
cool. No, I'm keen to get a little watch party going for the next of that.
Yeah, most definitely.
I was definitely meant to watch the first episode, but I still haven't yet.
No, that's slack. Oh man, that's right. It's still going to be there, and
that's the thing. You can wait for a couple to come out and watch a few in a row.
That's right. That's what I like to do. Is like to stay off. But I got the first episode spoiled for me on just I was just randomly watching clips on Instagram and just saw the fight, and I went, shit, I wish I didn't see that. But
so I've already seen it. Yeah,
that's right. That's the sort of drawback from not being able to sit there and let episodes stack up. Is you always want to watch it as you watch it, so you don't get that sort of spoiler about it.
100%. Yeah. We'll kind of save predictions for Chandler and Conor as the kind of series go on, but do you have an early favourite? Who do you like more out of the two?
See, I think this is a very interesting fight. I mean, on one end you've got Conor McGregor, who's absolutely blitzed lower divisions, and he's sort of fought bigger guys, but hasn't had too much success, and he's just come off an injury as well. So, it'll be interesting to see him come back in the ring, but there's no doubt he's a very technical fighter and knows what he's doing and can gas people up. On the other hand, you've got Michael Chandler, who's just an absolute beast in the octagon. He's just fun to watch. He's exciting. He can take a punch. He can throw a punch, and there's nothing stopping it from being just an epic throwdown regardless. I think...
very good point.
That's right. I think... realistically speaking, I think Michael Chandler's going to get up.
Just because he makes every fight a bloodbath at the moment.
That's right. And I think Michael Chandler's got something to prove, and I feel like McGregor has been out of the game for a bit, maybe blinded by money a little bit. That's sort of what you expect. But my money's going to be on Michael Chandler. If I have to pick around, I honestly reckon it'll sort of scrap towards pretty much the mid-5. We're going to go rounds 3 and 4 on that one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a pretty good guess. I reckon that's a pretty good guess, to be fair. See, Chandler, you touched on it. Chandler is on, like, his last 3 fights, he's thrown out the game plan in the sense of, I reckon this is his game plan, but he's thrown out everybody else's game plan out of whack by just coming in there and blitzing different strategies.
Just going absolutely ham on
There was a weird photo I saw the other day where it was like his last 3 fights. Charles Oliveira, the submission artist, knocked out. Justin Gaethje, the knockout artist, decision. Dustin Poirier, like the pressure fighter, submission.
That's right.
It's like no one can bet on this guy.
That's right. He's just got so much in his arsenal. They both do, but that's right. You never know what to expect going into Chandler, and that's what makes him so much fun to watch as well.
Legit, yeah. All right. Well, those guys are pretty interesting, but I guess that's still for a little while. We've got to wait to watch them fight.
Right.
The series will go along and we'll watch them boys fight first.
That's right. There'll be plenty more podcasts where we'll be able to talk about it in the future. So
yeah, 100%.
That's right. Stay tuned.
That's all right. So we'll move on to another topic. We got Jon Jones and Francis beef. Now, this is kind of a Tyson Fury mixed into this beef a little bit, because I'm going to start with that Jon Jones-Francis beef.
That's right. It's sort of it's very exciting, isn't it? You know, Jon Jones, arguably undefeated in his career, and just absolutely can throw with anyone, and there's no doubt about that. And you know, he came back and won a fight in the first round, and it was cool to watch. It was fun to watch. But everyone just started throwing the GOAT in there and saying,
as soon as he's got a heavyweight title,
that's right, and saying that, you know, he can fight in light heavyweight, he can fight in heavyweight. Pound for pound, there's no one, you know, sort of better. Like nobody, you know, at any sort of weight division would be able to fight him. And there's
that seems to be the
it.
Pound for pound,
That's right. But then at the same time, you've also got Ngannou that did hold the title of heavyweight for ages, and you know, people say, hey, look, Jon Jones didn't step into the ring while he was there, and now that he's left, you know, like he's going to throw some shade. So you know. Who would win in that situation? Man,
it's a tough one.
It is a tough one. I don't think he can beat the strength of Ngannou, but
it's really tough. Because Francis's game of wrestling has definitely improved, but it was exposed before by Stepe and stuff in the past. He's definitely improved, and he's able to battle it now.
That's right.
But with someone as good as Jon Jones, who knows what would even happen?
Man, it's an interesting fight, but just the beef alone was so much fun to watch. You know, he. I can't remember. It was Jon Jones saying that he was calling him out for being the best fighter from across the street, and then
Ngannou was like, cross the street,
man. We'll cross the street then. Let's find out, and you know, they just automatically just started up. Let's go. Let's have a crack. And
that one's going to be a while away.
And that's right. Do I see it happening? Look, maybe not. But at the same time,
it should eventually. But Francis is on PFL now, so it's like
that's right. I think he's sort of stepped into a different genre, a different industry, and you know, it's still wicked beef to have, and you know, it might eventuate, and it might be a huge pay-per-view. But but I suppose that's exactly what the UFC are after. They're after big numbers, and they've collabed before, so you don't see why they can't do it again. So a very exciting thing. Which, I mean, speaking of collaborations, you know, everyone would love to see it, but a Jon Jones and Tyson Fury boxing match,
that'd be good.
That would be pretty sick. More beef there as well.
See, boxing match, Tyson Fury's got to have him. That's why this one, it's hard, because you want him to, with all the talking back and forth and with Tyson backing himself. But as soon as Tyson backed himself, he immediately went, but only a boxing fight.
That's right.
He can't do any other type of fight.
That's
MMA,
right.
Wrestling, anything, he would get squished.
Oh yeah,
it's just boxing.
When
he's the best. So
man, for sure. And I mean, that's why you got to think about it from if you go all the way back to UFC 1, when it was all about just one discipline. You know, Tyson Fury would have him over and over. If you were just fighting with that one discipline, then you know, then it's a completely different ball game. But you know, that's not what MMA has developed into anymore. That's not the way that UFC is anymore. And when it comes to fighting and proper mixed martial arts, you've got to have a bit of more of a toolkit than just boxing, you know. And
for sure, that's the whole MMA part. Mixed martial arts.
That's right. And I have no doubt Tyson Fury would absolutely annihilate him in the boxing ring. But man, if as Joe Rogan said, if they stepped into a closet together, you'd put all your money, all your chips, all your
John.
chips. That's right.
I mean, John is going to start. I saw a boxer who really got into it. He was like, he's going to start tearing limbs off him. Like,
man.
Tyson can think he's big and strong and he's a good boxer. He's too slow. John Jones is going to rip him apart if that was the case.
Man, that's
and John Jones isn't just a savage physically and technically. He also has the mindset of a savage. Like, he would kill someone if he got pushed.
Man, that's exactly right. And you know, like, even looking back on beef with him and Cormier back in the day, like, that was heated, man.
That was very heated.
And so, he's got
like,
that
you know,
dog
I'll kill you, right?
That's right. That's right. And, like, he's just got that dog in him. He's just got that dog in him, and it's I don't even think that's remotely close if it's outside of boxing.
100%. I think you got a better chance of Francis and Tyson Fury fighting in boxing.
That's right. That's right.
At least they're two strikers who would go at it.
That's right. And even I think that'd be a much better matchup is having Ngannou and Tyson Fury in the boxing ring. I think that's Ngannou's more territory. Obviously, again, less
huge
MMA
right
about
hand.
it.
Yeah,
and massive hands.
Yeah,
massive hands.
He's got that. Yeah, that's what made him the baddest man on the planet.
That's
pound
right.
for pound biggest puncher or whatever it is.
Oh man, he's got some big fists.
Yeah, but all right, but that's still all in the kind of in the realm of what if, in a sense, because none of that stuff's happening for sure. But it would be very cool if one of those fights would take place soon.
Oh man, 100%.
But a boxing fight that definitely is taking place is Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul. That's happening pretty soon.
That's right. Very, very almost exciting one. Jake Paul, up and coming YouTuber, YouTube boxer, sort of almost kicked off the popularity of YouTube boxing. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Nate Diaz, who is one of the best entertainers there is in the UFC.
Yeah.
Good stand-up, doesn't give up, has an absolute crack, and yeah, they're jumping in the boxing ring together.
Yeah. I mean, you got the zombie of MMA versus the new hated kid on the block. So,
that's right.
I don't know. It'll be pretty interesting to see who's going to win this one. I feel like Diaz has that zombie style, and he's built for boxing in a sense. Like, he can just take it, and put a constant pressure on. But Jake Paul's got that nuclear option, so
that's right. And I mean, you can't really knock out a sort of an up and comer. Like, he's obviously keen. He's ready to go, and he's got that drive in him, and he really wants to fight. I mean, again, a bit more controversy, but he's trying not to fight another boxer. He just wants to get the views, and obviously
old MMA fighters.
That's right. Old MMA fighters, Ben Askren, Nate Diaz. We're sort of going down that same
Tyler
path.
Woodley. They're all
that's right,
kind of older boys, but
that's right.
He's still fighting them. They're still two. Oh, one's a former world champion.
That's right.
One's a former world champion in another fighting competition. And Nate Diaz is many good wins and is a good slugger. So
that's right.
I mean, he's not fighting scrubs, but he's definitely fighting them at the end of their career. So it's
that's right, 100%. And I mean, it's cool to watch. It's cool to watch. It's going to be a huge pay-per-view, and there's definitely going to be plenty of people tuning in to see it, myself included.
Yes.
In this scenario, I don't really see Jake Paul losing. However, if Diaz plays it smart and Diaz, can take enough shots but also deal it back, it will be a pretty good fight.
Yeah. I'm definitely rooting for Diaz for sure.
That's right.
Just got to root for Diaz.
Man, we're the UFC department. We're not backing Jake Paul in this one, so we want to see him play his game. And I mean, Nate Diaz clearly has the he has the ability to last a while as well. I mean, he can take shots and let it drain him, but at the same time, he's just going to keep going and keep laying on that pressure.
For days,
that's right. If he does okay in the early rounds, fair enough. But I reckon Jake's going to gas out early and towards the end of the fight. They're going to have a much rougher time. Yeah, no, of course. I think I kind of agree, to be honest. And I think he's going to take him into deep waters and hope you finish him off. That's right. It'd be cool to see, man. It'd be cool to see. Yeah. Well, Jake Paul's ruining boxing anyway. No. All right. We'll move on from that, guys. Now we're going to get on to fight predictions. So we'll kind of start off easy with that one. Fair enough. We're going into UFC 289. Yeah, this is UFC 289 coming up this weekend. So we've got a bit of a firecracker. There is prelims and the main card. We're just going to touch on the main card here. That's right. It's a good main card, and some really sort of close matchups if we have a bit of a look into it. Yeah, for sure. Just let me bloody quickly. I'm just gonna there you go. This one. Beautiful.
look, what are the odds for the first fight? We got Mike Mallott. Now, I do apologise if I butcher these names, but Mike Mallott versus Adam Fugit. Or Fugit. Now,
Fuck it.
Yeah. Now, what are the odds for that one? Now, you got Mike at a heavy favourite. Now, by heavy favourite, this is what UFC always gets me. Heavy favourite is $1.45 to $2.78. That's a heavy favourite in any other sport. But in this, there's still a very good chance that Adam Fugit is going to knock Mike out.
That's right, and it could go either way. I mean, you've got to look back into the last couple of UFCs. Shevchenko, perfect example. You know, going into it at a $1.10 favourite against Gracio, and then man, just getting absolutely submitted, picked apart, played the right game, and you know when she's paying, I think Sportsbet gave me a boost or something like that for her to win for $12 or something like that. Yeah, and you know, you think, shit, if somebody's sitting at $12 odds, then they're not expected to win by any means. But, you know, it can go either way. It's never a favourite thing. And so many people have been dethroned before just because of, you know, just slight gaps in the game happening.
It sucks. It's been one of the hardest things to bet on for sure. Because of exactly what you just said, that whole Valentina Shevchenko situation. I'm pretty sure I even offered, it might have been you, but I offered one of the boys $20 on the spot. Her to win, but I was jokingly almost switched to the other girl to win.
That's right.
And I was like, nah, I can't do that.
That's
Valentina's of course going to win.
Man, that's right.
But you never know. Man,
so. she's up there. But coming back onto this one, I think Mallett's got it. I think he's got the experience. He's got the arsenal. We've had a bit of a review of all of their recent fights, and they both. Yeah. And I think that's the best thing about this main card is just. Doesn't matter which fighter that you're going with, they all have just such a deep arsenal full of things that they can use in the fights, whether they're stand up or submission. They're all really, really good. But I think Mal's, just because he's got a little bit more experience under his belt, you know, I think we're going from a 9-1 to, or a 6-1 to 9-3 record or something like that.
Yeah.
I think just having that little bit more experience is going to go a long way for him.
Yeah, for sure. Where do you have him finishing? Do you have him knocking him out, subbing him?
Look, it'll be an interesting one. I do want to throw in predictions. I don't really like, you know, seeing things go to points. I think if anything maybe this fight will go points.
It's hard,
but if there is the finish, I reckon it'll be Mallett for last round knockout.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. That's fair. I reckon these boys will definitely scrap it on. I'm backing Mike here too, to be honest. I'm backing him second round knockout. Yeah. Second round TKO. Finish him off. Yeah. Fugit has lost one recently to, I think, Marlon Morales, and it was... The way he countered him, Marlon was countering him, it was just... I don't know, it was easily breaking his thing. I think watching game plan of that... This is speaking from a non-fighter, so like... I don't have a clue. But watching the game plan, I feel like he could find the holes in that, and being a little bit more experienced and then having a bit of a win streak, maybe see them and take advantage of the holes, so finish him decently early.
Yeah, most
round
definitely.
2.
Most definitely. It'll be a good fight regardless. They both got kids in their arsenal, and they're both up and coming, so it's exciting to watch.
Yeah. Just put your money on Mike.
Beautiful stuff.
And then we've got Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. So this one's a bit of a slug match in a sense of this is hard to tell because these boys can both slug it out. They're both good on the ground, and they're both amazing grapplers.
That's right. We've been checking the odds on these ones for a fair while now, for a few weeks, and you know, initially it was paying $1.90 each way. It didn't matter who you went. Dariush has the advantage now, sitting at $1.68 to Oliveira $2.20.
Yeah.
I think there's just a bit of hype around him, to be honest, and fair enough too. He's a brilliant fighter. He's again got that dog in him and is super keen. Oliveira's coming off a loss, but again, you know, Oliveira's more of a ground game kind of man, but we can also see that from the other corner as well. And you know, will it come down to striking or will it go to the ground? It's an interesting question. To ask.
Yeah. I think this is it's a bit of a difficult one, but I've got a feeling that this is all based off feelings, but I've got Oliveira. Oliveira is a bit of a bounce back kid. He's always got the ability to bounce back in a situation, whether it's like whether it's the Michael Chandler fight or his whole loss years ago to Paul Felder before he went on his 11 fight win streak. He's just lost to Islam, so he might bounce back extremely hard here. He's an amazing grappler with the most submissions, and the thing is, he actually can knock people out. And Beneil Dariush likes to keep his head up, and he doesn't really mind getting hit. if it means exchanging.
That's right.
When Michael did that, it didn't go well. When Justin did that, it didn't go well.
That's right. That's right. We've been able to see what he can produce, and
Yeah.
I think that's what makes his fight really, really interesting. If it stands up, Darush has all the advantages, but you can't rule out an Oliveira overhand right and just to absolutely sneak it in there and then go for the ground and do what he does best.
Yeah. I reckon I'll go strong prediction here. Charles Oliveira for a knockout, second or third round. I reckon they're going to start slugging it out early.
Man, going for the knockout.
Charles Oliveira is going to catch him, I reckon.
See, that's an interesting take. It's a super interesting take. And I love it. I love it a lot. I think this is going to be a very technical fight. I reckon it's going to go. I reckon it's going to go a long way into it.
There you go.
But we're probably going to say, look, Oliveira, I'm going to say submission round 4 or 5. It's going to go late.
Yeah, nice. I like that. 2 different ones as well. It's good.
Yeah, that's it.
We're about to get a watch going and see who gets up on top here. Now, this one's a bit of a this one's definitely a heavy favourite. But again, like we talked about with the Shevchenko situation, that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
So we got Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana.
Yeah.
Now, Aldana's not as experienced here, but we watched her fights not long ago. She's really elusive. She's really good.
That's right. She doesn't have a sort of a brick wall stance like Nunes does. Like she's got a very she's very lucid in the way that she can fight, and she can find those angles, and she's got a massive reach advantage. She's just really tall and looks really good. And Nunes just can kind of stand there. I mean, Nunes is a brick wall. There's no doubt about that, and she will stand there and she will bop. But it's an interesting sort of take, because she's just got a very awkward fighting stance, and I think it's going to work in her favour in this case.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you said, she is a bit of a stiff board, old Nunes, and this girl's style kind of is very elusive and can move around. And the last person I saw Amanda Nunes get in trouble with was kind of like that, in the sense of was able to beat her on the feet, and then when it went to the ground, she was too elusive. She out-grappled her.
It's exciting, man. But I think on the other end of the spectrum, you can't rule out the double champ. I think she is going to stand there and she's going to do what she does best. She can pick people apart. She's obviously got a game plan coming into this, like she does in all the fights. Looks very comfortable, and she is a seasoned veteran by this point. She's had a lot of fights under her belt.
She has, yeah.
And I think she's going to run away with this one again. I think and no matter how elusive you can be, you just sometimes can't stop brick walls or unmovable forces. There's just no beating them. And I don't think she's going to make quick work of it, but I'd like to see it. So I am going to go Nunes for round 2 knockout.
That's fair. Nice. That's nice and early too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Straight into it.
It's tough. This one's... Well, I'm going to have to go with a boring answer for this one, because this is my one boring one, because Amanda Nunes, I actually still back her. You can't actually, as much as I say the stuff about Irene, you can't actually count out the double champ. And her style is kind of drawing fights out. So I reckon if she doesn't finish her late, it's just going to be a points win for Amanda. She's going to get back on top nice and easy. Yeah, she's just going to flow it out, drag her out to deep waters.
That's right. Do what she does best. She picks apart opponents, and she obviously goes in with a game plan. I'm being a bit ambitious with my call, but because I want to see something cool.
Makes sense.
But at the same time, it makes perfect sense going to a points decision. I want to see it ended, so I'd love to just see a straight up knockout from her. But
she's capable of it. She's got dynamite in those fists, so she's capable of it.
And that's right. She hits hard.
Yeah. Oh god, that fight of her and what is it, Cyborg? Oh, bro, they go at it and she knocks the daylights out of her. Nah, but that actually finishes off. That finishes off our main card there. We did the top 3 fights, and that's all we'll do for this week. This episode will be coming out very soon. This is just before the fights come out.
Nope,
any other interesting points or anything you want to...
I think this is the start of something cool for the UFC department for Talkin Smack. We'll jump in and we'll have a few more episodes where this comes from. We'll elaborate a bit more on Tough. I reckon we'll start doing some more fight predictions and what we reckon. We've got a few big cards coming up.
We do.
We've got all the Australian fighters in the one after this, which we'd love to touch on, being Aussie boys. Yeah. And man, we love to see them fighting anyway. So we've got more predictions, more stuff on Tough. We're obviously going to cover all the big news that comes in, and there's some exciting stuff moving forward.
Yeah, no, awesome. That's it, guys. You heard it here first. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, thank you for watching Talking Smack.